again. Okay, so this video is all about clove oil, and then I'll be doing some different kind of reverse planks with the aerial sling. So clove oil, so of course it's incredibly Christmassy. Cloves are what we use to stick in oranges at Christmas time. Did you ever do that when you were little? You tied up an orange like it was a Christmas present with a red bow, and then you stuck cloves in all the other bits all around it until it was turned lovely browny black colour, and then you just hang it up to dry and it smells gorgeous. So those can be used to keep moths away hang them up in your wardrobe, but it's just a very powerful antioxidant, one of the key ingredients of On Guard. So cinnamon and cloves are equally spicy. Clove oil is a bit more gentle. It's not as spicy as cinnamon, but it's still a very pungent odor and a very powerful cleanser, antioxidant cleanser. So this is why it's used in On Guard. If you look at the ORAC score, so this is how we measure antioxidants, it's just off the scale. When you think of powerful antioxidants, we generally think of super berries and goji berries and strawberries and blueberries and things. But if you look at spices and the amount of antioxidants in cloves or cinnamon, they're just off the scale. They're just way beyond what berries can do. So they're just very powerful and underutilized. So of course it can be used for cooking. Be very, very gentle with it. Take a toothpick, dip it in the end, and then stir it into whatever you're using it with, because even just one drop could be just too powerful and unpleasant in your cooking. So just use a wooden toothpick so that you can get smaller amounts at a time. It's wonderful to diffuse. As I said, it's already in a lot of the popular blends. And it's also widely used for gum health and toothache. So cloves have a numbing effect on gums and tooth pain and tooth nerves. So this is why I love to use the On Guard beadlets. If I get the beginning of a sore throat, the sort of feeling, you can use a beadlet and pop it in your mouth so that it hits the back of your throat. And you can even use your tongue to lick the back of your throat if you can do that. It feels a bit weird. Just bring your tongue all the way to the back. You're not going to swallow your tongue. And you can wipe off any slimy stuff there. That is the bacteria forming that's giving you the sore throat. With a little bit of clove on your tongue from the On Guard blend, it's just going to zap anything that's starting to form in the back of your throat. And if it's painful, whether it's your teeth or your throat, this can help to numb the pain as well as fighting off infections. So very powerful oil to have in your collection, especially right now when we can't get to see any dentists, and gum health and tooth health is so important. So that's why they use the On Guard blend, which includes cloves, cinnamons, other oils in the doTERRA toothpaste and the doTERRA mouthwash range, which has no alcohol, by the way. So really, really good products. The toothpaste, there's no fluoride in the toothpaste. It's naturally whitening. And then the mouthwash, which is really nice to use. Again, tastes of On Guard, but doesn't have that alcohol that you get in some others. So that's clove. Now, emotionally, according to this book, clove is the oil for helping us to set boundaries. So it helps individuals to let go of a victim mentality, and it helps us if we tend to have a tendency to be pushovers and just say yes to everything. It's going to help us say no. This is my limit. No, I don't want this anymore. No, thank you. It helps us to set clear and healthy boundaries, and to be proactive and feel capable of making our own decisions and own choices. So some of us might, especially now with everything going on, have times when we feel overly influenced by other people or overly influenced by circumstances outside of our control. And clove oil is there to help us, if we need it, to stand up for ourselves, be proactive, and feel capable of making choices for ourselves that we're going to move us forward in the direction that we want to be going. So I'm going to just combine that with some aerial yoga. With a different kind of reverse plank and a pike press. So these are quite intense floor-based exercises. So the pike press, this is quite an advanced, if you didn't have the sling to support you, this would be a very advanced move that I'm not capable of. But the sling can help me think about maybe one day getting there. So, to have it behind your knees, or a little bit higher, on the sides even, and get your arms through. See if you can get your legs straight and your hands resting on the floor. I can see that I need to. Yeah. I'm going to have to lower the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Oop. You can't quite see that. Okay. So, any time you have a forward bend like this, that's called a pike. If you're a diver for Imagine, it would be a pike dive. So I'm going to bring this behind my knees, bring my arms through, and then lift myself up with my hands and straighten my legs as much as possible. Obviously, I don't have the strength, the core strength or the upper body strength to hold this without the sling, but I can begin to develop those muscles using the sling and to imagine and visualize what it would be like to do that without the sling, which would look like this, which I just can't begin to think about lifting my feet up, but one day we do our best with where we are. So that's the pike. Now we can also do a reverse plank, putting our feet in the sling and then coming into like a table reverse plank position. I have to come back so that I'm not. Now it makes quite a bit of difference in this stance how close your feet are to the plumb line of your sling. So if I'm too far forward, then when I come up on my hands, gravity is going to push me back and I have to use more tricep strength to push my feet forward. Whereas if I bring my feet back, it has the opposite effect of helping to lengthen my spine. So an easier way to do this would be put one foot on the floor, and then slightly harder is to bring that up, and then harder again is to come up and then bring my heels towards me. It's really working my upper body, core and lower body muscles, especially the back of my knees, strangely enough. I'm not used to working that muscle. So that's the reverse plank variations. So the next video is going to be one of my favourite oils, copaiba. And I'll be looking at some crow positions with yoga. Okay, so pop on over to the next one coming up in a few moments.